This stitch that I am going to be showing, and the white yarn is back. This is the big giant ball of yarn that I had for the videos where the white was used. It's just a lot smaller because the rectangle blanket that I showed I realized was like way too small, so I used most of it on that and made it bigger. Anyway, this stitch I learned accidentally, and it's called a seed stitch, and yes, I looked it up, so I made sure of that. But I learned it accidentally trying to do the stretchy one. I realized I put on the wrong number of stitches. So basically it's very easy to figure it out once you learn how to do it. And I haven't started this one yet. So do the normal loopy thing however you put it on, and then pull it tight, and then cast on, no matter what number you're putting on, make sure it's an even, or no, not an even number. Make sure it's an odd number. That way it'll be like the same amount of stitch pattern per side. You just do the same side over and over again, or the same pattern over and over and over again. But make sure it's an odd number. I haven't decided how many I'm going to put on yet, so I'll let you know how many I put on after I get it done, so I'll be right back. I did 19. Why, I don't know. It looked like it would be a good size, so I did 19. But basically, to start it, and this is what you're going to do for the whole rest of the thing that you're making, again, it's extremely easy. I learned how to do it by a mistake, and it looks really cool. At first I called it a basket knit or whatever because I didn't know what it was called, because it looked like the outside of like a woven basket, kind of. But anyway, you knit one, and then flip the yarn through the center, and purl the next stitch, and then you knit one. And yes, I'm using my bad needles. My good needles are currently in use on another project, so I can't use the good ones, so that's kind of annoying, but I'm using my chewed broken ones. Anyway, knit, and then purl, just do one stitch of each, all the way across until you reach the other end, and I'll be right back. Just honestly knit, purl, all the way across, and then that's your first row. So let me do this one, and then I'll be right back. I haven't done the last stitch yet, but I just wanted to let you know that you will be ending with a regular knit at the end of every single row. That's how you know that it's going to be the correct amount of stitches. You're going to end with a knit and not the purl. That's basically just how you know you got the right number. And then for the next row, you just do the exact same thing over again. Just knit one, and then purl one, then knit it, and purl. Just, again, the exact same thing for this row as well. You're going to end with a knit stitch again because you're doing the exact same thing twice. But yeah, so I'm going to continue on doing this for a bit more, just to kind of show you how it'll look after it's finished, and I will be right back. That stitch takes a long time, and I kept getting distracted, so I was chasing around a bug for a while. So, yeah, there's that. That's why I disappeared for a minute. There was a bug that I had to go get. They're trying to get in from the cold, I think. But this is how it looks. I didn't do exactly a square, mostly because I got distracted and then kept getting distracted. So I didn't want to completely mess it up. So yeah, this is how it looks. I was worried that the white wouldn't really show it, but it actually looks really pretty. But yeah, it's a very easy stitch. Again, I learned it on accident trying to do the stretchy thing. I didn't realize I had on an even or an odd number of stitches on the needle. I needed an even for the other one. But I didn't realize that it was an odd number, so I accidentally found out how to do this. And it is a very pretty stitch, and it's actually surprisingly stretchy, but it doesn't stretch out like other knit stitches. Like the garter will, that if you put, like, use it as a bag or something, it will really stretch. This one will kind of hold its shape more. The first thing, I really don't use this stitch very often, but I really should because it's a pretty one. But first thing I used it for was when I was learning, so I didn't really know how to end things yet, so I made it into like a belt. Because it didn't stretch too much and it kind of held its shape. I don't have it anymore, but that's what I used it for originally. But I'm sure it would work good for bags and stuff like that. Again, I thought it looked like a picnic basket type stitch at first. I didn't know it was called a seed stitch until I looked it up. But yeah, just do the knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, all the way across, and make sure that you end with a knit stitch, because otherwise you're going to get the stretchy one. Or I don't know if it works if you start with a purl stitch and end with a purl stitch. I have no idea if that would work, but I'm sure it would be fine if you wanted to do it that way. But just make sure whatever stitch you start with, end with it too. But yeah, that's it. It's pretty easy to make. I'm not gonna finish it, but you just finish it like the normal way. Put 2 on your other needle and then pull the first one over. Or whatever way you end things. That's it. Just end it normally. But I'm not gonna end it because I'm gonna tear it apart. But I hope that this was helpful. It's a very easy stitch once you figure it out. It looks very complicated because it looks really cool. So it looks like it's really hard to do, but it's actually very, very easy. It's one of the easier ones. It just takes a tiny bit of concentration because there is kind of a pattern. But yeah, it's an easy one, so I hope that it was... It's almost gone already. I hope that it was a helpful little thing. I know it's like within the first 2 seconds of the video was basically all the instruction, but the end is just, you know, I wanted to show what it looked like. But anyway, I hope that it was helpful, and now you can do that stitch, because yeah, it is a very pretty one, and it will come in handy for things you want to make look a little bit more fancy. But anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope it helped. Bye!